Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Love it. If you have not grabbed any food, do so now because we're going to get this party started. We got bacon burritos and we got non-bacon burritos, also known as vegetarian. So big thanks to myNHD for bringing those out. Round of applause, myNHD. All right, so let's kick it off how we do every week with Tell Me Something Good, going to Ryan. Ryan, tell you're new agent to EXP, right?
EXP, a couple weeks in. Got my first listing appointment set up for next week. And
Boom.
Probably buying appointment next week also.
Fantastic. And how are you getting these appointments? What are you doing to generate this business?
Since I'm new, it's all phone contacts and Facebook messaging and Instagram and social.
So reaching out to your sphere. Sphere works every time. Speaking of reaching out to people, we got the now famous Juan. Juan, what's happened in your business this last week?
So a couple good things here. The one that I'm in the escrow on, we had to ask for an extension of time. But I'm happy because the seller accepted it and we're moving along, which is good. We're lifting the contingencies yesterday. Wrote another offer on a different property last night, see if that one gets accepted. And then I've had 2 buyer consultations, all from my sphere. So just reaching out to my sphere.
There you go. There's a theme.
Yeah.
There's a theme here. Fantastic. Oh, by the way, speaking of sphere, Valerie, because we're hearing the market slowing down, right? We're saying open houses don't always work. Valerie, what happened this last weekend at an open house?
We had like at least 45 and 50 groups through.
Wow.
Over the course of the weekend. The house went pending with over $30,000 over the list price. So, and that happened in 3 days. The market can still be fine.
You were in Newport Beach.
Yeah.
Awesome.
List price. 660 or 650. Yeah.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Luis has something he wants to share that I think we can all benefit from.
I got my first listing for a home light transaction. I don't know if you guys are aware of home light.
What is that?
I've spoken a lot of OfferPad recently.
Mhm.
I actually found out about home light because I reached out to Johnny initially about OfferPads. Sellers weren't too happy with the OfferPad offer, so then I was talking to some agents in the marketplace, and they kind of put in a good word, and I was able to get certified in 1 day for home light. And it's similar to OfferPad. They actually have a program that's basically a carbon copy of it. But if you guys haven't heard, there's another one called Trade Up, which basically removes the headache of people being contingent upon selling their property. And it does it through a 2-transaction system. So basically, home light will buy the property, make them non-contingent. They can go offer, and then you resell the property, and they get a second check for the remaining equity at a later date. So basically, kind of pushes it out for them and removes that contingency headache that a lot of us probably get to deal with a lot.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my big win. And then I'm helping 2 relocation families right now, from one from Seattle, one from Oregon, coming into California.
Fantastic, dude. You're a busy guy.
That's right.
That's awesome. And so write that down, everybody. Home light and Trade Up. If you want to learn more about it, find Luis after the meeting.
Yeah, home light, 1 word. And they do have apparently they have a waiting list. But I know we got a bunch of rock stars here, so maybe I could talk to the lady and see if we can bump you guys up on that, because I got lucky myself. So yeah.
Thank you, Luis.
Yes, thank you. All right. Well, going to you, Miss Alicia, what's happening in the wonderful world of loans?
So I wanted to bring something up to everybody for the purpose of reaching out to our databases, right? Who likes to make cold calls?
Well,
I love it. I'll admit. But imagine how many people, or think of how many people have said to you in the last couple of years, oh, I'm waiting for the market to shift. Oh, I'm waiting for the market to shift. Oh, I think house prices are going to come down. So my mentor states that rates are heading to 7% within 90 days. I trust him. He's worth $80 million. He's the richest man I know. Very smart with money. We need to use that to our benefit and share with our clients, hey, I just found out mortgage rates are going to 7% within 90 days. We are in the best 90-day window of opportunity. Sellers are freaking out, so they're willing to give up to sometimes 3-6% seller credits to get it sold. You can use a 6% seller credit, which is often up to 20 grand, to buy the rate down, and that will allow the client to spend $100,000 more in their purchase price, but same house payment. So we got to get creative, right? So we're letting our clients know, hey, the time has come. So this weekend, I tried it out, 45 minutes, made a bunch of calls, all fired up. Oh my God, I'm super excited to reach out. My clients have been wanting to know when the market's starting to turn so they could jump on some huge opportunities. Right now, you can still get rates in the 4s and 5s. They're heading to 7%. Right now, you can deals on houses you haven't been able to get for over 2 years. But I am cold calling or warm calling to my database, right? And catching them off guard, but I'm calling with, hey, I'm super excited to reach out. Things are changing. Now's the best opportunity for you to get great deals. I know you wanted me to let you know when that happened. They're thanking me for calling. Oh my God, I am really interested. Everybody, I needed you to know. And this is one thing me and you were talking about. All our buyers under 300, guys, and that's the thing now with rates going up. We have a bunch of people under 300. They're freaking out and they feel like they missed the boat and they're traumatized. I am calling them going, hey, I want to let you know the secret. The market's about to shift in an incredible way. HUD foreclosures are coming back. Now that down payment you've been struggling with is going to go to $100, because that's what HUD homes require, and they let you finance all the repairs. Now I am seeing HUD homes popping up now. It was once a month, now it's once a week in the Sacramento area. It's coming, guys. Be ready. Learn up on that. Learn how to do it. Get with your lender. Find out how to do it. But all of our buyers freaking out. We're going to go, hey guys, I just need you to psychologically take like a 30 to 60 day break. These are people under 300. 30 to 60 day break. Don't think that means you're giving up. You're not. You were waiting. This is the calm before the storm. You're about to get an opportunity to buy homes with huge seller credits, and you're going to get better deals than we were able to get you for the last 2 years. So I need you to be ready. It's going to calm your, freaking out session down. They're going to relax a little bit and say, hey, I'm going to check in with you once a month now for the next couple months instead of daily. Because I've been having all those people wanting me to rerun numbers, thinking me rerunning numbers is going to make the home prices magically fit their budget. That's not a thing. But I'm just educating them that in a few minutes, guys, couple months, sellers will pay your rate buydowns. You will be back in the game at that point. Because like I said, if the seller gives them up to 6%, that's a 3-point buy down on their rate and 3 points to cover all their closing costs. Now I can get them rates in the 4s when rates are really going to be in the 7s. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I explain to the client, hi, if rates are in the 7s and we spend 3 points and we get you down into the 4s, you recoup all costs in the first year. So just don't freak out. I know everything's really scary, but there's light at the end of the tunnel and hope is on the way. Just give it about a 60-day time frame. And it just helps their nerves go, oh, I didn't miss out. Oh, my chance is just now arriving. And it's 2 opportunities, those with our first-time home buyers and also with our investors. Did you know you can buy a HUD home 75%? They'll let you fix the home up in the loan amount. And if you're law enforcement or first responders, you get those HUD homes, guys, for 50%. You heard me, 50% of the listed price. You guys know that? Nobody knows that. But if you're the one calling your database to go, hey, I'm super excited. Did you know this is about to happen? Now they're excited. They're switching from fear to proactivity and excitement. Hey, I knew you were in law enforcement. Hey, I knew you were in EMT. I thought about you. Did you know this is coming? You're going to be able to buy houses at 50% of the market. Is that not exciting?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, all questions are going to start. So I'm happy to teach you guys more about it, but I only have so much time today. But I just wanted to make sure you understand that this is such a magical opportunity, this window of the next 90 days. And you need to think of it as that way, and you need to be preaching it to everybody you come in contact with. Hey, if you weren't thinking about buying, or if you were thinking about putting on hold, that is the worst mistake you could ever make. Opportunity is hitting now. And it will get them fired up. So I just wanted to share that because we haven't been talking about that problem because people weren't foreclosing. But right now, everybody's credit cards are going up. Everybody's gas bills just doubled. That's about a $1,200 change in our people's monthly payment. They've been surviving on their credit cards. It's about to run out now, and they're not going to be able to afford it. So we're going to start to see the foreclosures. It's going to happen, and that sucks for the people foreclosing, but it's great for our buyers. Just saying. So it's all how we look at this market and how our presentation of what's happening, and that's what's going to flock people to you because everybody else is scared with their head in the sand. So if you're like, yay, right, they're going to come following you like the Pied Piper. So just be that positive energy and, spouting off of what a magical market was. and they will come to you, they will flock to you for sure.
Speaking of flocking to you, how do we get your contact information, Alicia?
916-256-6486.
Okay. Can you say it one more time for the recording so everybody has it?
916-256-6486.
Beautiful. All right, round of applause for Miss Alicia.
Thank you. And emergency responders is good neighbor next door. Good neighbor next door. And further, and I think I talked about this, HUD foreclosures, guys, we can Google it, so can the public. We're not gonna tell them. But we can Google it, it's public information, and you can have immediate access to all the foreclosures.
Beautiful, beautiful. One more time, Miss Alicia. All right, so we do have some events coming up. Let's do this. Let me share the screen if I'm not already. We got some events coming up. We got a ton of events. Become a luxury listing specialist is taking place July 21st. Do we know who the speaker is going to be?
We do. It is going to be Michael LaFido from Chicago. He lists 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 million homes. When he slums, it's $1 million or $2 million a pop. He was a school teacher who reinvented himself. He enjoyed teaching, but he got his real estate license and just took to it. And he took to the high end, and he does all kinds of creative things with his listings, you know, and video. And so he's going to come teach you how he literally went from making, you know, $50,000 a year as a school teacher in Chicago to making, you know, over $100,000 a month, you know, with his eyes closed every single month. That's a pretty big difference to 20x your income. And he's a naturally gifted teacher. He is, you know, he's an educator. And so you're going to get a lot out of this event. It's right here, the 21st, 10 to noon. We don't ever put these on Zoom. We record them and release them later. The reason we do that is we want you to show up. There's something about those of you watching in Zoom, a lot of you are far away, you're in other parts of the country, you can't be here, but to get in the room, like one being in the room. Chris Okamura, we need each other. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
It's the 3D magic. It's before, after. It's you know, so you need to be there. It's going to be fantastic. So Michael LaFido, you're going to love it. And there you go.
Fantastic. All right, guys, that's one event, one of many coming up. So you don't want to miss that one.
Oh, by the way, you're going to probably push that out to 2 in the afternoon because he's flying so far from Chicago, and we're going to serve lunch. So that's actually going to go more like 10 to 2. Just a
Awesome.
little prepare you that way. Sorry.
Get some free food too. All right, so become a luxury listing specialist. We also have Build. That's coming up. What is it, like 60 days out?
60 days out.
60 days out, people. So Tony Robbins is going to be there. Go ahead. If you're interested, go to brentgove.com or go to buildevent22.com to register. That thing will sell out. We have a mixture at the end of this month, Made for More mixture down at Crawdads. Always a good time. And then Barry, do you want to speak about this one? This one's coming up fast.
That one is just coming up on the 22nd, and it's a new place down in Old Roseville, right there at the corner of the square. And come on down and enjoy a little time hanging out with other agents.
Awesome. Well, we do have some special guests I'd like to bring to the front. These new builds are back, and we're about to learn about it. Bring them, give them a round of applause, please.
One thing I want to say before they start. So I invited them to come and share. They're like, well, which Thursday? I go, hey man, we're here every Thursday. We do this since 1999. This team meeting's been running for 23 years. Can't wait to have you. So they showed up, I think a couple of weeks ago during the Jeremy Larson event, which we canceled the team meeting to go to the team meeting thing. So they were here, we were gone. So I am sorry for my mistake, but you're all going to listen really close and we're going to sell their new construction, right?
100%.
Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tracy Mora. We are from Cahognanian Homes, and we are representing 3 different locations within this Placer County area, although we actually have more locations. This is Laura Espinosa. She's at Creekside in Lincoln, and this is Susan Collins, and she is at Dorado in Lincoln as well. So we brought these packets for you guys. It has all the information that's on here. We only have a few minutes, so I'm just going to go over everything. And then once you guys If you have any, want any more information, just grab one of these packets right here. It has information about each of our developments. We are a 3% co-op developer.
Let's hear it.
Love our realtor partners, okay? I know sometimes it's really difficult to work with new construction because either they don't give any commission or very minimal commission, and they don't want to talk to you about the clients or anything like that. We are not like that. We collaborate with our realtor partners. We update you. We go through the process with you and your buyers. So, you know, we work as a team. We want to get to the end. We want to close just like a team. So some of the things that we offer between our three communities are rapid registration. You can call any of us and let us know that you're either going to bring a client or you're sending a client in, and we can pre-register them for you. We want to collaborate with you on social media posts and videos. We do videos. If you guys want to come interview us and ask us about our communities and, you know, do a tour of the community, we'll definitely do that. When I was in the Bay Area, I used to have about 3 realtor partners that we would do Thirsty Thursdays, or we would go to restaurants, try some foods, try some drinks, talk about the market, and then, you know, have a great time. We got thousands of views because it was such a good time. Video tours, if you just want to come through and do a video tour for one of your clients, or if you need us to do a video tour, we can send that to you as well. We'll give you current inventory updates. We do Zoom contract reviews. So if you're on vacation, you have a client that came in and wants to buy a house, but you want to be involved in the contract, we do a Zoom contract review. Buyer presentations. And then the one thing that we like to do is, because we know how important it is for you to know what your buyer wants, how they're feeling, and what they need in order for them to move forward on the home. We want to have a consultation with you prior to the buyer tour. So that way, when the buyer comes in with you, we already know what they want, how to talk to them, how to make them feel comfortable about moving forward on the home that they choose. Okay. So those are just a couple of things that we offer, so much more, but that's all we really can think about. We're going to quickly go over a couple of things about our developments. My development is Firefly at Winding Creek, which is off of Blue Oaks Boulevard. It's all the way to the end. Winding Creek is a master plan community. There's going to be over 2,000 homes. Our homes are 1,800 to about 2,400 square feet. 3 to 5 bedrooms. We have a loft on all plans, and we have a suite option. I have Melrose information, tax information on here. Right now, we're doing $10,000 towards closing with our in-house lender. And right now, we're also doing $10,000 towards options. Those can change at any time. So feel free to call each and every one of us, because different communities offer different things, to find out what our current incentives are. Laura?
What was your pricing?
Sorry?
What was your pricing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Pricing is from the high 6s to maybe about the high 7s.
The Reserve Creek is like about $1 million something.
Yes, that's my
Yeah,
community.
that's
Yes,
her.
so we're talking about, yes.
Yes.
So I work
Laura.
at a community, it's called Creekside Preserve, and we started in the low 1 million. One thing I wanted to point out, hi Alicia, is that working with a builder, you know, taking people to look at listings, usually you're going to show one home, but working with a builder, we have 4 different plans for you. So if one plan doesn't work for your buyer, we're going to show them 2, 3, and 4 until we get a home that's right for them. Another thing to consider right now, I know a lot of agents are not happy with having to have a wait when it comes to the construction time. But as of right now, we do have a lot of inventory. So we have a lot of quick move-in. So that's usually like 30 to 45 day closings, something to keep in mind. My community is for the higher end buyer, larger size lots, larger size homes, located near the Catavadera Country Club. And I think that's about it for me.
Awesome. Thank you.
So I'm 5 minutes down the road from Creekside Preserve, also in 12 Bridges. And the big difference between our particular home sites is that mine is geared very much towards families with young children. The home sites are literally right across the street with the brand new John Adams Academy, kindergarten through high school. So we have a lot of people that are looking for a good school district that's walkable from where their homes are. And we're like 3 minutes from the 65 freeway. So it's easy access in and out, and only 10 minutes from the Galleria. That seems to appeal to some. So that's one of the main points. These are 5-bedroom, 2-story homes. They all have at least 1 bedroom on the ground floor with a full bathroom. The rates, the prices are anywhere from $729 up to right now to about $756 is my highest. We are closing out this community. Everything is ready to go. So that's nice too. You don't have to wait around it. Once you get somebody in there, it's going to close. So that's something that I wanted to bring, but it's a really nice location and people really seem to enjoy it. And we get a lot of referrals from our family and friends that live in the community.
Awesome. Hey, if we want to get in touch with you, what's the best way?
So I have these packets right here. They actually contain the presentation we just gave right now, and then quick move-in information about the homes that we have that are quick move-ins. And then it also has our information as well. But if you want Winding Creek, my phone number is 916-742-3433. And my name again is Tracy Mora. And again, I forgot to mention West, what's the high school? Westbrook High? Wait. West Park High. I can never remember the last part. So we're in that area. So a lot of people that walk in, they're like, is this the West Park, school district? Yes, it is. I know a lot of your clients are gonna ask, so. And then Laura, your information?
My number is 916-214-5113. Another thing I wanted to point out to you is for the last couple of years, builders haven't really been willing to negotiate. Well, the time has come, so we're willing to negotiate. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, this is true. We're offering some additional incentives we haven't in the past. My name is Susan Collins. I'm at Dorado at 12 Bridges. My number is 916-778-9011.
You guys have anything coming in Algrove area? Would be
Not yet. I
Not
think
yet.
Rancho Cordova is going to be our largest community. We're gonna-
Rancho?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about 1,500 homes.
Do you have that packet digitized?
Yes, I do. Yes, we do.
So just email you if we want to get a copy
Yeah,
of that.
just email any one of us if you want to get that packet digitally, and then we can send you anything else we have digitally as well.
Perfect.
Tracy, I didn't get your
Oh, T Mora, MORA at khov, KHOV
AHOV.
.com.
And Laura, I think I know you. What's your background?
I've been in real estate for the past 20 years.
I thought so.
Yes,
Okay.
but I just recently moved to Sacramento about 6 years ago.
Okay. I know the name.
So if somebody wanted to do a tour of all three properties, do you just stop in or they need to make appointments or?
If you want a personalized tour to your client, I would
I'm
make
saying
an
just a
appointment.
realtor,
Yeah, if you
let's
just
see
want,
it.
yeah, just pop in. Just pop in.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, we don't have a lot of our properties listed on the MLS because we only put so many on the MLS. So you might come to our office and we might have more available for you.
I have one caveat with that because I'm in a community that's closing out and they're moving all the furniture out as we speak. So I'm not sure I'm going to be on site. So yes, if you want to come out to Dorado, it's best if you text me.
Good to know. Luis?
I was gonna ask, do you guys have is the Rancho community like still being built, or do they have some homes that are ready on that site?
Yeah.
And do you guys have the information in the packet too?
No, we just have our three, but if you email any one of us, we can go ahead and submit that
I have
information.
another one that might be super interested at yours here in, you said it was by West Park? Is that
Yes.
Firefly?
Yeah, I have I have two that are move-in ready, and then I have two that are going to be ready in August, and then September and October.
This just goes back to what Alicia was saying. The market is good, people. This is good. Builders are cooperating. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We brought some snacks and stuff for you guys too, some
I love
candy.
popcorn.
Thank you
Let's
so
go.
much.
Benefits to showing up in person online, peeps. All right. myNHD is up next. Please welcome to the front of the room, myNHD. Everybody, come on.
Yes, if you can pull up myNHD.com, that would be great. Good morning.
Good morning.
I think you guys are super excited to learn about NHDs today, aren't we?
That's why we came.
Okay, so we will try to keep you awake and be very interactive. We are going to go through the main things to look for, the red flags of an NHD, because there's 39 pages in our report, and that can be a little encumbersome. So we're going to start with very interactive as well. So throw out any questions you have along the way, and if for some reason we don't have an answer, we will be sure to get you that answer. And at the end, we're gonna do some trivia on you, so make sure you're paying attention. We have Starbucks cards, scratchers, so maybe someone will be able to retire from real estate. I don't know. Chris won the lottery. He's not sharing.
Come on, Chris.
It was in Bitcoin.
It was a big one, yeah. All right, so where do you want me to go?
Okay, that's perfect. So we'll just scroll through the report. So this is the whole, go to the top, sorry. So Johnny's gonna be our assistant here a little bit today.
Yeah.
So this is the homepage of our website that you can go to, and literally within like 20 seconds, you can start to type in any address. You could use ATTN or address, and it will start to recognize the property, and you can just simply click order now, and you can request your reports. And all of our reports show up in less than 15 minutes, unless for some reason the taxes are having a little bit of a delay pulling through, and that happens maybe 2% of the time. So, and even then you'll get it within a few hours. So very easy to navigate through our system. Now you can, Johnny, click on view sample report, and we're going to do residential plus environmental. But you can see there's commercial products in there as well. Does anyone in here do commercial?
When you do environmental, are you talking about your phase 1 and phase 2?
The environmental is anything that affects air, water, and soil. So, and that is not required by the civil code. Does anyone know when Civil Code 1103 went into effect, what year that was? No?
1103.
Civil Code 1103. I know, right?
Yeah.
So it was in 1998 is when it actually went into effect.
Okay.
And the reason why is because so many buyers were getting into homes and not realizing all the natural disasters that were affecting their actual APN. So people's homes, you know, in fires, earthquakes, you know, mudslides, landslides, things like that. I was even watching on the news this morning in some states where they were showing homes just, you know, going into the water. So it's only required in the state of California to have a natural hazard disclosure report. However, our company is already moving out of state as well. So we're like in Texas, Florida, Arizona, because it's just a good way to inform buyers of what they're getting into on the property, right? So we actually see as a company, our owner does, that this is going to be required in more states. So I think that will come. So having said that, we have two prices. $74.95. That will give you your NHD report, your tax, and your Melrose. That is actually required by the Civil Code 1103 and CAR, which we are a proud sponsor of CAR. Now the environmental, you just can click on that, and it's $20 more, so $94.95. So why not give your clients all of the information that they need? On the environmental, like I said, think of anything man-made that affects air, water, and soil, okay? So lust, leaky underground storage tanks. You could think of radon. You can think there's meth labs. I mean, there's military ordnance. If your home is next to within like a quarter mile of, let's say, a, what am I thinking, a washer place, cleaners, you know, you want to know because you're next to places that could potentially, you know, have hazards that are going to affect your property.
Yeah.
And think of like radon, that can cause cancer. So it's, you know, in one property, it can show it's very high. The next parcel next to it may not have any. So I don't know, as a realtor, do you guys usually go to Home Depot to get a kit for radon, or how do you guys, if you do find that there is, you guys have like a, no?
20 years, never had it.
You haven't had it. And you know what, it isn't as prevalent here as it is like in the Southern California area. There's a lot of areas where it's pretty high there.
And Reno, we don't have to.
And Reno, yep, exactly. Okay, so the main things to look for in an NHD report, and that's just the you know, page that's going to give the invoice, and you can bill it to escrow. If you don't close, you don't pay. Okay, so there's no
Good to know.
cancellation fees.
That's awesome.
Yeah, your guys are out way more than we are. If you know, if a listing doesn't go through. So the three main things to look for are in and out determinations, which I'll show you that page. And then you want to look at any written disclosures that are supplemental disclosures. They're not necessarily in or out, but think of Megan's Law. You don't want to have that conversation with those clients, right, on the buyer. So what you'd want to do is say, hey, there's an advisory in the NHD report. They can simply click onto that link. Hi, Robert. And they can, contact them and see where they are in that if there's a concern there. So, and then the last one is knowing what the supplemental taxes are. We actually have a built-in tax calculator. Those are the three main things to focus on. So the new exciting thing that NHG now gets to talk about is AB 38. Anyone that's in a high fire or very high fire severity zone, say that like 10 times, right? Anyone had an issue with this come up or the advisory pulls through? Yeah. You're in a high fire. So very important, more now than ever, to order your NHD at the time of listing. And the reason why is because AB 38, let's say that your client is in a very high fire severity zone. They may have to get insurance. They most likely will. And then also they're going to have to do an inspection on the defensible space. If the home was built prior to January 1st of 2010, that is when this is going to pull through if they're in the high fire. And you can see on here, you can just simply, and it's literally page 2 of our report. And in this report, we basically showed that this property is going to have all of the hazards, okay? So this will pull through in the NHD if they are in that very high or high fire severity zone. So I want you guys to take a look at, I gave you guys a page to look at, because like I said, effective January 1st, AB 38 came, and then July 1st of the same year, now the defensible space, and that's where you have to do the inspection. So let's go through this page right here, because this is the exact steps that you need to do if your home pulls this advisory through. So step 1, you order the NHD report. Hopefully it's with myNHD. We would love that.
Is there another option?
There isn't really.
Okay.
Okay, and then so you check this, so you'll see this page is going to pull right in at the very beginning, so you don't have to even look for it. And then what you want to do is determine, go through and see, was that home built prior to January 1st of 2020? If it was, then what you need to do, and it says here, that's where you fill out the FHDS, which is the Fire Home Hardening Disclosure. And then you want to fill out section 3B, and that's where the seller is going to fill out and let, they'll know like what defensible space they need, like the brush and things that are shingles that are going to affect the property. So then if that happens, you can simply click on here to request the defensible space inspection. So right from our website, they can click on there. So Johnny, go ahead and click on there for me, please. And also, myNHD is the only NHD provider that is partnered with CAL FIRE, and they actually use our data and our maps, especially going forward as we see that there's more zones that are going to be in the high fire. So really important. So you can simply scroll down here, and then let's see. Let's see. Keep scrolling. There should be a little spot where it said, click to, no, okay, go to the very top, Johnny, sorry about that. No, there was supposed to be an area where you could just click. See it in there, darn it. Okay, there is a part on here, I promise. I'm drawing a blank maybe. Anyhow, that you can click on there and they can just go straight to request the inspection through CAL FIRE.
Okay.
Now, if they are in the local part, the local fire department jurisdiction, CAL FIRE will let you know, hey, you need to contact them and they'll give you that information. So they can, yeah, maybe you can click there. Oh, so it already did go there. Maybe you clicked on it already, Johnny.
I just clicked next at the bottom.
Okay.
It's on page 2.
So this is where you can go in and click it. So they can go straight through the NHD report. And also, we're the only company that has a QR code. So you guys know that going to the restaurants, right?
Yeah.
So you can go on there and you can view all of the maps, and you can also send it to your clients. Because some of your clients are going to be very visual. They're going to want to see all of this, and they can do it straight from their smartphone.
I'm going to go back to the report.
Yeah, so now we'll go back to the screen. And then there's this inspection. So you can negotiate with the buyer when that defensible space pulls through, if the home was built prior to that January 1st of 2010, or yes, then what you can do from there is say, hey, you'll have a year from the time, the day you close escrow, you'll have 1 year to that date for them to complete the defensible space, anything that needs to be done, which CAL FIRE will give them a nice lengthy list of things to do. And this is what it looks like here. And I don't know if you want to pass it around. And that's where they would have to provide that within 1 year. And right now you're seeing a lot of homeowners are getting fined for not having their inspections up to date. So, I mean, they're really coming down on cracking down with high fines. So you want to be careful with that too. And you can always ask, yes.
Like, is it just CAL FIRE going around
Yeah.
checking people
Yeah.
randomly?
Yeah, and they'll give notices and you'll have a certain amount of time to complete the inspection. And then if you don't, that's where you come into problems with the fines. And then another thing is so there's the local responsibility area and then there's the state responsibility area. So this is another reason why, bless you, you want to make sure you're using a company that reports locals in their reports. Many of them do, but not all of them do.
So, but you guys do report local.
We do.
Okay.
And so with that being said, there's another bill that's coming, surprising, right?
Oh, my word.
State of California. It's going to be called SB 63, and it is a part of the AB 38. It's like a second part. Now, we're not adding it in the report right now because the maps are not available, but they are coming to you soon, probably at the end of this year. And what that means is right now it's CAL FIRE at the state level. Now it's going to be where all of the maps are going to be available at the local level, and there's going to be a requirement there, which is again going to affect insurance prices, lending on a home, things like that. So when that comes, be rest assured we're already on top of it, and we will have the maps as they become available. But at the time, they're still waiting.
Real quick thing.
Yes.
Valerie, we talked about how Valerie's house sold really quick, right? For a lot of money over list. What she did was she had all these reports available for the buyers. So there was no questions. They knew what they were getting into. If you have a listing, you want to do this, right? Your listing will, it's $75. You pay for it. The client pays for it. It's not a big deal. Or 94 if you go for environmental. But this will help your property sell faster and for more money. So just want to throw that out there.
And I think you said earlier, if it doesn't sell, you don't pay for it?
You don't pay for it.
Correct. So you're not
There's
risking
some
anything.
companies
You
that
had
will
me at that.
charge you, yeah, but we do not. And we own all of our own data. We offer 10 million E&O insurance, and I'll go over a little bit on our terms and conditions because I think we have the best out there. And our owner likes to keep things very simple, easy, and we don't use a lot of legal jargon in ours. It's just very straightforward. So I do like that about our report. You as the agent on both sides, we indemnify you, we indemnify escrow, transaction coordinators. So whoever orders our report, we are letting you know that this is true and accurate information. And myNHD has never had a claim, lawsuit, anything like that. So rest assured, we have you covered there. And then Johnny, we're going to go ahead and go to the signature page, which is page 1. Right there. Yep. Okay. So what we do is, remember how I was telling you the main things to look for are in or out determinations. There are 6 state mandated disclosures that are required. So think of fire, flood, seismic, earthquake, dam inundation, and then you also have the special flood zones. So those are what's required by the civil code. So in this, I love this signature page. It's a single and escrow loves it, right, Tanya? Because on this page, you're stating that the buyer has received this report and the seller is going to go ahead and sign this if they've also given this report to the buyer as well. And what they're saying is that on this page here, they've seen all of the in and out determinations and all the supplementals. They're signing one page for the entire report. Some NHD companies, which doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but they have different areas where you can sign a few different pages. We like to keep it all on one page. So that's what I really like about our report.
Beautiful.
And so you can see, like, which one do I have?
Orange one.
This one? Okay. So you can see where it'll say No or yes. So this is on this summary page, just pay attention to those right there. And that will tell you just about the most that you need to know and the red flags to look on the report. And then you'll see if it says it's an AB 38, if it says it's in special flood, most likely, the lender is going to require flood insurance. And sometimes they're not even lending on some of these properties.
So that doesn't reference AB 38?
Not yet, no. I think it actually scrolls down to, I'll show you, it's on page 2 as you keep scrolling down. So this is continuing, and hold off right there, go up just a tad bit. So you can see, I'll just keep holding
Yeah, I
this.
see it.
So see where it says very high? And also when you see that AB 38 page on that second one, that colorful one, that you'll already know as well that it's in there. So we like to keep that at the front. So on here, you can view all maps. Do you want to click on one of those? And we have full color aerial maps. So this is really good for your client to see, okay, are we on a fault line? Where are we?
Click on the fire.
This one?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. There you go. We're all on fire. Stop, drop, and roll. Okay. So yeah, this is so I love our maps. So it's your client can see it, right? They can see, you know, right where it is.
Does it tell you what zone it's in?
Yes, so it did at the very front on that first page. I don't know, scroll down and see if it says.
Can I go to the, is there a place where I can go to the map without having a property picked out? I just want to see in the Sacramento area, where the zone 1, where the zone 2.
Now, we can pull that through CAL FIRE.
Okay,
And also, to piggyback on that, if you do have a property you're going out or a bunch, I don't care how many you have, and you want to know, you know, you want to make sure you're not in those areas, text or call us. And we have, which will be coming to you soon, an app that will literally just let us know in seconds to let you know, okay, don't take your fire there because it's in a high fire severity zone. But we can work on, if you would like to see the maps like that, we can.
okay, thank you.
And isn't there a website I sent you, Valerie? Was it with the maps? The FEMA one that I sent? I'm gonna send you something, Barry,
Thank
that
you.
I think will help with that too.
Can you do that to find out the flood zones as well too?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
And honestly, use this as a resource, you guys. If you have questions, you know, or your buyers have questions, reach out to us. You guys don't want to get involved in all of that. Send us your client. We will be happy to, you know, have a conversation with them, go over all the details of the report. And then also, if you're going out with clients, you don't want to be driving around at, you know, $15 a gallon, you know, going to properties that are in high fire severity zones. So within seconds, we can tell you. Okay, so here we are. Oh yeah, so scroll down. Where did we go on there? So now we need to go back to the summary page. Okay, let's see. Okay, so on here also, see how it says the AB 38 here? You can click on page 3 if you want. So click on there, search on me. So I love all the hyperlinks. So you can literally, if it's in or out, you can click on there and then you can get more information on it. And then you can also view more maps in the severity zones. And there you are.
On fire again.
Yep. So that's what I love about those. So you can view all of those in real time. And then let's see for time. How much time do we have?
2 minutes.
I told you.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna think of what I wanted. Well, you know what? Let's just do our Q&A then.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Beautiful.
Okay.
How do we get a hold of you? That's my first Q&A.
916
916
549
549
1226.
1226. And that's you, Lisa?
Yes. And then Rochelle is going to do our Q&A and we're going to pass out. You do the
NHD report complies with the California Civil Code.
What's the civil code?
1103. Yeah, yeah.
1103.
Harjeet wins.
You want to scratch or $5 Starbucks?
Okay.
You're
Take his chances.
Wait. Oh, you can have it. Go ahead. It's your lucky day.
Yeah, the one with the yellow, I was told there's like 2 different things on it. It's pretty different.
Oh, that one is? Okay.
Okay, next one. What is the AB 38 disclosure?
FHDS.
That's part of it. Yeah. Anybody want
The minimum codes required.
High fire zone.
Yep, high fire, very high fire.
Steve for the win.
Hey, who answered that last part?
Steve.
It's over, they say, over 101 million acres.
100 million?
In California, they're in some kind of fire.
Okay.
Oh my
Whether
goodness.
it's a fire or high.
That's insane. I had no idea.
I know.
What move? Next
Okay.
question.
If the home was built before what date, it qualifies for the car form?
January 1, 2000.
January 1, 2020.
Barry.
2010 is correct,
Are you
right?
gambling or are you
I'll
drinking
take the sure
coffee?
thing.
There you go.
Sure thing.
What is our pricing?
For which one?
And there's 2 pricing.
Okay.
$74.95 or $94.95 for these plans.
Perfect. There you go. Okay, there you go.
Who do we indemnify on the report?
Everybody. Agents, the title companies. I've
Everybody
already done
involved.
one.
We have plenty. Carol can have one and you can have one. There you go.
How long does it typically take to receive our report?
15 minutes.
Man, you guys got to speak up fast. These guys are gonna just take it all. Take it all.
You want to smart or scratcher? You don't? Well, that's okay. Don't worry.
I got a sure thing.
Here, take it over, Harold. Go ahead.
How much do we bill if you don't close escrow?
0.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty girl.
Everyone, I heard you.
Whose phone's ringing?
Starbucks or-
No, it ain't you. Somebody's phone's ringing.
Last
That's ready.
question, because we are next speaker has to go.
When do we suggest that you order your NHD report?
As soon as you get the listing.
It was him.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Oh, yes, yes.
You're lucky, Dave.
Well, I'm no longer scared of my or NHDs. Yes. Big round of applause for Lisa and Michelle.
Right, great job. Thank you for the treats. Give them again, thank you for the breakfast. All right, so a couple things. We are going into summer. And this could be the summer of fun or summer of torment. And the decision is yours. How many would agree with that? Is it my decision how good your summer is? No, it is not. Is it your spouse's decision? It may be harder for you. Hopefully they're lifting you and putting wind in your sails, but no, it is not. It is take 100% responsibility for your life, step up and lean into it. You can make summer so incredible. And so I want to challenge everybody here to do this. Number one, I made some notes, so I'm gonna say it as we wrap this up. Let me see. Perfect. Okay, James just texted me right now on something I asked him, a very exciting announcement. You're gonna love it. But this, number one, write this down. Hope is not a strategy. A lot of you are hoping to get listings, hoping to get buyers, hoping to have a good real estate career, hoping to find your mojo. Let me tell you how you find your mojo. You ready? Sweat of the brow. Busting your butt. Doing an open house Saturday and Sunday and having nobody come last weekend. Nobody. My daughter, Christina, chose the wrong area. She went to an old infill area. Nobody came. Valerie goes out to Roseville where people want to live, right? Oak Grove, Natomas, Folsom, El Dorado Hills, Rockland, Lincoln. You get out 12 Bridges, Cottonwood, where people want to live, people show up, right? Occasionally you'll have a bad turnout, but you got to be willing to pay the price, right?
100%.
And so hope is not a strategy. I want to really challenge you to do something. And you've heard me say it again. I'm going to keep saying it's not magic, it's motion. Get out there and do something. Do it and do it and do it. And so you want to keep it really simple. I mean, you could go. You were in. Sean Work said this yesterday in Modesto. It was brilliant. He said there's two things. You're running a marketing company and a real estate company. Let me think you're just in a real estate company. You better be in a marketing company. There's by referral only. There's internet marketing. There's website marketing. There's YouTube, TikTok, playing videos, farming, that's all marketing. 80% of what you do is marketing. You got to find the accelerator, that's lead generation, floor it, stitch that thing down and go. How many of you would go on a listing appointment every day for the next 30 days? Raise your hand. Come on. All of us would. Takes an hour. Go do it. Well, I don't have anyone who wants me to come over. Why not? Ask yourself the question, why not? It's because this is stitched shut. Your mouth, you're in your head. It bugged me when Tony Robbins used to say, you're in your head, dead. You're in your head, you're dead. Literally for years, I'd hear him saying, what the heck is he talking about? You're in your head, you're dead. I mean, am I a guy who's in my head? So I couldn't even relate to the statement. Open your mouth and put yourself in the path of progress. I loved open houses. My mom always said, and this is my mom, for everyone who doesn't know my mom, she always said, as a superstar Coldwell Banker agent, my dad, where's my pops, dad over there, amazing dynamic duo. She said, if I could just get my hands on them in an open house, they're mine, And I think I did get that gift because if I could just connect with people, I'm a connector. And you start talking to people. So I would went out there on the weekends and put myself out there like Valerie. 45 sets of people came through. I bet you got absolutely no clients out of that, correct? None, exactly. So let's be honest. How many potential buyers or potential listings do you think you got out of that 45 through? Did you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What do you think? Just potential.
There was about 9 total new clients from that.
And that was over 9 months or one open house?
48 hours.
One open house, or was it the 2 days? She did 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so over the weekend, she picked up potential of 9 new clients. How much did it cost you? It cost you this. It cost you this. You got to put your heart out there. You got that. There's not a financial risk. This is an ego risk. So what I want to challenge you to do is this. I want to keep it really simple. And is something called Keep It Simple, Build It Big, right, Clark? Right. Keep It Simple, Build It Big by a friend of ours, Dr. Leif Johnson, taught me 35 years ago. If it's highly complicated, you got to get your CRM going, your contact with management, and then you got to hire your assistant. Then you got to do billboards, and you got to do Google, and you got to do YouTube. And yes, you should do all that, and you will get to all that. But what can you do right now to where 10 days from now, you're an absolute maniac in a good way? You're like, I am a rock star female realtor. I'm a rock star dude. Like you're a single mom, you're a single dad, but you feel good about yourself. How does it feel when you know you should be doing something, but you haven't done it? Like, yeah, I should go apologize to somebody, and you haven't apologized. You know you should apologize. That feel good. Now, after you apologize, you go, you know what? It's good. You kiss, you hug, you make up. And how do you feel after you apologize? How do you feel when you know you should clean the garage and it's an absolute chaotic mess? Like if we came to your garage, you'd be embarrassed. And then after you clean the garage and you stand there and you look at it, you're in your garage going, I did this. I freaking did this, right? And so it's the same thing with real estate lead generation. How do you feel? You worked hard all weekend, but how do you feel about the business you have and the hope you have for sales this summer from the 9 potentials? Yep. If you sell 2 of them, just 2 of the 9, what's the average commission these days with our crazy home prices? 15 grand? That's $30,000 in a weekend. Oh my gosh. You do that for 4 weekends, 30, 60, now 120,000 a month. We heard Coach Burt say earlier this week, if you were at PCAR, you hear about this stuff, you should show up. Because you could go from amateur to professional. Know what he said? He had an interesting way of saying it. Do you remember how he actually worded it? He called it amateur hour to, he was, let's go pro. You want to go pro? We always like GoPro cameras on. Amateur hour is what 98% of the agents do. Even the ones who sell 20, 30, 40 homes a year. They just are good with people. People like them. They prefer them. They're doing this, selling 20, 30, 40. It's amateur hour. You want to go pro, you want to go to the next level, you get very, very specific. I was up this morning at 5:30 a.m. I was out the door at 6 a.m. I was at Panera's having coffee with James by 6:20 a.m. Sucker beat me there again. But anyways, so we're there. And we're completely mapping out our future because we're not going pro, we are pro. We're like very serious about this. Because is it about money? No, it's about changing lives. It's about changing your lives, quite honestly. So on that note, we're going to give you a simple thing to do. You need to take immediate action. When you hear something, oh yeah, I'll get to that. And then does it get done? Do you buy the book? Do you watch the podcast? Do you sign up for Build? You saw Build, but did you sign up? Well, how much is it going to cost? I don't know. What's your future worth? I got to fly to Dallas and back. What's that going to cost? I don't know. Did you check Southwest? Did you get one of those $79 each way tickets? Juan's laughing at me.
I just got the okay to buy it today. So
What?
I got the okay from the wife. So she's like, go ahead.
So
buy
go
it
to
today.
Build, right
I'm
on.
going to Build, baby.
Is she believing in you a little bit more?
Yeah. Oh, a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. So does everybody here know Juan's story?
Oh, yeah.
This is Juan. This is Juan.
This is the one.
Woo! I want to one day.
About you last week, they'll prove.
And I talk about him all the time now.
All the time. Yeah.
Oh, this is the famous Juan. So I'm gonna give you the short 1-minute version. He came to me a couple weeks ago, tears down his face. Haven't made a sale in 6 months, half a year. No, I go, dude, how do you put in family? I'm not. His mom's challenging him. Get out of real estate, get a real job, be a man. He's a nose guard, played college football at a high level. He's a guy who believes stuff, but he's not film. And so I challenged him to talk to 10 people a day. Ask them, do you know anyone thinking about buying or selling real estate? I have a goal to sell 3 homes this month, or 5, whatever you want to say, or 7. I could use your help. I mean, if I get someone who buys or sells, I'll give you a $400 gift card to your favorite restaurant in Sacramento. Like right now, for me, it's McCooney's. How about you? Favorite restaurant? Ruth's Chris. How about you? How about you? How about you?
Ruth's Chris.
It's always up to you, Ruth Chris, guys. But here's the deal. If you give me a $400 gift card to Cattleman's, I'm like, eh. If you give me a $400 gift card to McCooney's, I'm like, yum. Like some people like Italian food. Yes.
What about a $4 gift card to, like, you know who Salt Bay is?
No.
When I was at Rick Chris's Steakhouse, I mentioned a guy named Salt Bay. He was like an Instagram influencer from Turkey who pours like salt on top of the $1,000 dinner theater.
Oh, okay, dinner theater for him. He's excited about it. We'll give you a $400 gift card, but the point is, scratch them where they itch. WFM what's in it for me. So Juan did this. He's already put a home in escrow. He's got a little extension. Who here's ever had to get an extension on escrow? None of us. None of us, Juan. Come on, Juan. And he's showing property. He's writing other offers. I bet you he will end up with this first 30 days, 2 to 3 homes in escrow. 6, 7, 8 months, nothing. First month of it's not magic, it's motion. It's get out of your head, you're dead. Open your mouth, let it out, talk, put yourself on the path of progress. And he's on fire. He's like a completely different person. So this is your moment. Do not leave, and those of you online or wherever you are, do not leave this Zoom without making a decision. You are one decision away from radically altering your life. So I'm going to throw down a challenge. I'm going to give you a challenge. And then the reward is I have rented the entire movie theater at UA Movie Studios, you know, where they serve you dinner and steak and lobster and ice cream. They serve it to you. The waiters come right to your thing. Popcorn, soda, where you don't get, you just sit there. It's in Rockland. And it's by the Mercedes dealership, I think, and all that over there. Right?
The Trader Joe's.
Maybe a little past it, past Tesla, just past Tesla. But so I rented the entire movie theater. And I'm going to buy you, we're going to watch Mission Impossible with Tom Hayes. The new one. Do not watch it between now and then. It is out in the theaters right now. I just watched the preview while you guys are in here. I snuck out and watched the preview, but that's the movie. James just booked the movie theater. We just booked it. I mean, I just take immediate action. I came up with this plan about 25 minutes ago. We've already booked the movie theater. It's happening. So I'm going to take you, your wife, your kids, your husband, your kids, you, if you're single, but you're coming. But you have to do what I'm about to tell you. And the reward is going to be completely feeling awesome about yourself. Just not in that ego kind of way, but like, I am no longer frustrated with myself, because when you're thinking about what you're not doing, it's a really good feeling, right? No. Wrong. When you're thinking about what you know you should be doing, it actually is like negative dopamine. There's dopamine is when you do something good, like, feels good, right? And then there's the other thing when like I should do something, but I'm not. It's a negative. So we want to pause them. So here's what you do. If you will talk to 10 people a day for the next 10 days, those of you going to shareholders, I'm going to give you 3 days off. Okay. You travel there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, back Wednesday, 3-4 days off, but there's still enough time to do 10 in 10 days. And that means you're going to talk to 100 people. One, talk to about 100 people in the prior 6 months. A lot of people, no sales. Real estate is a momentum deal. When you need it, you're not going to get it. When you need a sale, you're done. But when you get on a roll and you get momentum, and Steve Evans knows what I'm talking about. Steve, I think, what's the most homes you've ever sold in a month, Steve?
Probably in a month,
Yeah, 1 month.
15. That was a long time ago.
I don't know. But the point is, everything you touch kind of comes together. Comes to gold. And when you have nothing in escrow, it's like nothing wants to go in escrow. So it is a momentum. I need you to create momentum. So it is not magic, it's motion. It's not that you don't have a cool looking beard like Juan and this, or you can't talk like me or look like Steve or whatever. The enemy is the enemy. It's your time. Just open your mouth, talk to 10 people a day. I don't want to bug people. You're the enemy. If you're not bugging people, I have a goal to sell 5 homes this month. Man, I can really use your help, Chris. If you know anyone in your work or neighbor, buying or selling, man, we've been friends a lot.
Oh, then let me have it because he's telling the challenge right now. I want to do it.
I'm gonna fix that. I know you love Morton's. I'm gonna give you a $400 gift card to Morton's if they buy or sell. You laugh. The person who cuts my hair spent a year. She found me her neighbor's house. I want no interview. Like, get him over here. I listed it, made 15 grand. I paid her $300. How many would spend $3 or $4 to make 15 grand? Anybody?
100%.
So don't just ask for referrals. Say, if this works out, I'm going to do this for you. And if it's Los Lagos, Serrano, $1 million, $2 million homes, I'm going to send you the Ritz-Carlton for the weekend. Maybe he loves Edgewood. I'm going to pay Edgewood's $1,000 a night. I'm going to pay you for Edgewood Friday and Saturday night. Like, that's $2,000. Okay, a $2 million home is a $50,000 check.
Yeah.
How many would pay $2,000 and $50,000?
Yeah.
Now listen to me. I have 18-year-olds graduated from high school last week. My son was one of them. They're going to spend on average $40,000 on their education, on themselves. What are you going to spend on your business?
Yep.
Are you willing to incentivize your base to refer you, right? WIFM, what's in it for me? You're incentivized. And guess what? You could be in a different position emotionally, mentally. And like I said, his wife gave him the green light to go to build. Why? Because 2 weeks ago, he wasn't feeling good about his life. I'm sure she wasn't. Your mom wasn't. And now she's like, go, baby, go. You got this. I said, don't you dare take your foot off the gas pedal. One of the reasons I keep talking about him is I'm going to shame you when they're moving forward. You know, it's like, you got to do it. That'll be shaming, but it's like, there's no pressure, Juan.
Yeah.
But you have become the, Zorro. Like, you're the hope of Mexico, baby. You're Zorro. It used to be me. They're like, Brent who? It's freaking Juan. Juan is my hero. But I want you guys to be my hero. I'll tell you, Juan, if he keeps it up, will be on a stage with me with 10,000 people in Dallas next year. I'm going to bring you up on stage in Dallas with 10,000 people. And I want to bring you up on stage. I want to write a book about you. Why not? Do something great with your life. Don't target me. So here it is. Right now, if you are going to talk to 10 people, a dry cleaner, a neighbor, someone from high school, someone from college, someone from an old job, you can do it. You may not be willing to do it, but you could do it if you had some huevos. If you had some coconuts, if you had some stones, whatever you want to call it, a cup of courage. So here's your moment. And those of you online, raise your hand if you're going to just talk to 10 people and try this crazy thing out. Put yourself on the path of progress. For example, talk to 100 people. It took him 6 months to do it. He did it 10 days. Raise your hand. Okay. It's a lot of people. If you raise your hand, stand up. If you're at home, stand up. I'm watching you right now. I can see you. There you go. There you go. I can't really see them. I think I could see them, but I can't see them. Anyway, so here's the deal. There they are. They're on there. Okay, so here's the deal. Wow, a lot of people standing here. Okay, sit down. This is exciting. I may have to rent more movie theaters. But here's the go. You got to have a reward. So July 3rd, it's silly, but I'm taking you to the movies. We're going to watch Tom Cruise, that guy, made a movie recently. Yeah, that movie. I call it top one. And we're gonna go see the new Mission Impossible. It's out. Please don't watch it between now and then. And I'm gonna buy you food, drink, popcorn, sundaes, have dinner, my treat. It's gonna cost me a lot of money, but I want to inspire you to do something amazing. Okay, so you can bring your spouse, you can bring your kids, but don't bring your neighbors. Okay, I want you guys to come. You can bring your spouse, you can bring your significant other. You have a significant other, bring your significant other. You know, if they have a lot of kids, leave the kids. Now, but we want to make room. You know, we got room. I'm just kidding. You can bring them. We'll come up with some sort of a sign up so we know who's there. We want to make sure everyone gets in. Is this cool? Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. It starts now. It doesn't start tomorrow. You have officially just ripped yourself. It's 11 a.m. Pacific. Those of you Easterns, 2 o'clock. Talk to 10 today. Do it. Do it. Tonight, when you go to bed, you're going to have buyers that came out of nowhere. You talk to somebody. There's a guy, I forget his name, at Keller Williams. He did this 10 years ago. He called his best friend. Okay. He called his best friend. And he says, hey, if you know anyone, he goes, dude, you should have called me last week. He goes, what do you mean? He goes, my parents listed their home and it sold the first week. My sister and her husband, they just bought a home last week, and 2 of my coworkers bought homes last week. I could have given you 4 referrals last week. And he's like, well, why, dude, we're best friends. Why? Sorry about it. You didn't ask. I didn't really think about it. You're doing so good.
Wow.
Does this make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes. Now do it. Go be blessed. We'll see you next Thursday. Yes, Alicia.
Last thing I just wanted to bring up, I posted 2 links on the Brentco page. Haley this week came to me telling me that she had a seller who was going to lower the price 16 grand on the home. I said, hold on, stop what I was doing, created a presentation for her to show her. Lowering the price saved the buyer $100 in payment. What can you do that? Paying 16 grand in closing costs, drop the payment to 400. So I encourage you guys, please help us get our buyers in by encouraging your sellers to not touch the price, but whatever they were considering dropping it, offer that closing cost credit on MLS so that these buyers can go, hey, it looks like this one's got 20,000 in closing costs. Oh, the lender can get your payment $500 down. Let's go for it. Does that make sense?
I'd like to ask a question. So what was the interest rate? And by paying that kind of money, 2 points, what did it take it down to? I'm just curious. Roughly from memory. I'm not going to
I actually took
ballpark
a picture,
it. Okay.
and it's right here. So basically it was, I know. It was at 5.6, it brought it to 4.6. So it dropped the rate point and it dropped the payment $400, $460 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, so you get a 5.6 for 30 years or 4.6 for 30 years. And then you take 400 a month
savings
times 12, which is 5,000 a year,
Huge savings.
times 30,
Yep.
times 10 is 50. Right? And then multiply that times 3. It's $150,000 in saved interest payments. And instead of 16,000 off the house.
Which is $100.
So you gotta, but listen to me, you gotta go to the next step. She was talking lender ease, and she's amazing. I didn't know what the hell she was saying. It sounded good, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not insulting you. What I'm saying is you gotta break it down for a 5th grader and go, this is how it all applies. You can have $16,000 off or save $150,000 in interest over the next 30 years, and then break it down for, make sense?
Yep.
Lisa, thank you. I was
No
not
problem,
bragging
no
on me. It
problem.
sounded bad.
I included a second scenario for you guys. So I just wanted to post for you 2 options that drop the payment for 500, because that's where our clients went up just now. So one option was using seller credit. The second option I included was products. So if they were doing a 30, hey, let's open your eyes up to a 10-1 or a 7-1, or 10-6 or a 7-6. So I did 2 scenarios in there for you guys to show you how to drop the payment for 500 using either seller credit or using different loan products. But both offsets what the market just did on front.
And then we have another mega superstar lender in the room, Rodney Rose. Rodney, chime in on this.
Yeah, thank you, Brent. Make your property searchable for that as well. And it's really easy. If you go into MLS, there's 2 options currently right now. One is buyer financing at the bottom of the first page of the listing when you input it, and on the second page under terms. Both of them are identical when you put it in there, and one is owner pay points, the other is interest buy-down. Check both of those. Currently right now, a couple days ago I searched it, not one property is doing this right now. Get it in front of everybody, market it, put it in the comments to have them check it, but make your property search. You'll stand out. right? Searchable, put it in MLS and do that.
Yeah, very good.
And you can search that way as well as a buyer's agent, right? Just go in and look for those under terms.
And learn, we're willing to pay enough points to lower your interest rate 1%. And the difference in your payment, we'll run it, but the last person we did it for them, it saved them $150,000 in interest over the 30-year loan. Talk to people like that, because you gotta show, it's not this, it's that. Make sense? And it's the same 16 grand, right? But so anyways, very good. All right, we'll see you next Thursday right here, same time, same place. 10 today.
Bye online. Thank you so much for showing up. See you next week.